Welcome to this tutorial video for Microsoft Excel 2019 Manipulating Data. One of the major benefits of using Microsoft Excel is that it is designed to do math for you and to help you work with large amounts of data. This video is designed to give you the skills you'll need to do those basic things. After watching this video, specifically, you'll be able to write basic formulas, sort large amounts of data, and filter large amounts of data. Let's begin with writing formulas. In order to get Excel to do the math for you, you'll need to write a formula. In Excel, a formula is an equation that uses cell names to perform calculations and then provide answers. For example, you could write a formula that tells Excel that you would like to add the data in cell B4 to the data in cell D4 and put the answer in cell H4. To write a formula in Excel, you'll need one or more standard operators to tell Excel what mathematical calculation you want it to do. In other words, you'll need to tell it to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. If you want Excel to add, you'll use a plus sign in your formula. If you want Excel to subtract, you'll use a minus sign in your formula. If you want Excel to multiply, you'll use an asterisk in your formula. And if you want Excel to divide, you'll use a / in your formula. So let's cover how to write a formula. To begin entering your formula, you must first select the cell where you want the answer of your formula to appear. I'm going to select cell B10. Next, type an equal sign. When writing formulas in Excel, they always begin with an equal sign. Next, I'll need to type the cell name that contains the first number of my formula. I'm going to choose cell B4. Next, I'll need to type the operator that I need. Since I'm going to be doing addition, I'm going to type a plus sign. Next, I'll need to type the cell name that contains the second number of my equation. I'm going to add cell B4 to cell B6. Finally, I'll press Enter on my keyboard. Microsoft Excel has done that math for me and provided the answer in the cell that I selected. In some cases, you might need to add up an entire row or an entire column of numbers in a spreadsheet. If that's the case, you can still use a formula to do that. You'll just need to write the formula a little differently. To write a formula to add up an entire row or an entire column of numbers, you must first select where you want the answer to appear. I'm going to select cell E10. Next, I'll need to type an equal sign. Next, I'm going to type the word sum. That's going to tell Excel that I'm going to need it to add up a number of data cells. Next, I need to type an open parentheses to begin putting in the cell references of what I want Excel to add for me. I'll type the cell name of the first cell in the series. So let's say I'm going to add up the entire column of April. The first cell is cell E4. So I'll type that into my formula. And then next, I'll need to type a colon. In Microsoft Excel, a colon in a formula means through. Then I'll type the cell name of the last cell in the series. So if I'm adding up the entire column of April, the last cell would be cell E8. Then I'll need to close the parentheses. And finally, hit Enter on my keyboard. Excel will total that entire column. If I click on the answer that I just was provided by Microsoft Excel, this is the answer of all of these cells added together. If I want to see the formula again, I can go up to my formula bar. Once I click on a cell, whatever formula I have used will show up here in the formula bar. So in essence, this formula told Microsoft Excel to add together cells E4 through E8, and it put the answer in the cell I selected. Sometimes when you're working with a large set of data, sorting it in a particular order can be helpful. For example, a guest list might be more useful if it's alphabetized. Or a list of dates might be most useful if the dates are in chronological order. Let's look at a larger amount of data to practice sorting and filtering data. There are two primary sorting functions in Excel, namely the ascending command and the descending command. Both of these functions are found on the Data tab in the ribbon. So this is the ascending command, A through Z, and then this, Z through A, is the descending command. Each of these commands do different things depending on what kind of data you're working with. For example, the ascending command sorts text data from A to Z. The descending command sorts text from Z to A. If you're working with dates as another example, the ascending command will sort dates from oldest to newest. If you use the descending command, that will sort dates from newest to oldest. In order to begin sorting data, you'll need to select a cell in the column that you want to sort by. It can be any cell in that column. So the data I have listed here is a list of new titles that were added to Scenic Regional Library's collection back in December. Currently, they're sorted by author last name, in other words, column C. If I want to change that sorting order and I would rather sort it by title, I simply need to click in any cell in that column. On my Data tab then, I'll click the ascending command. All of the data is then resorted to be alphabetized by title. Sometimes Microsoft Excel spreadsheets contain much more data than you need. In those cases, you can filter the data so that the spreadsheet displays only the data that you want or need. For example, let's say I'm looking at this new title list and I'm really only interested in reading detective and mystery fiction novels. I can filter this spreadsheet so that it shows me only the detective and mystery fiction novels so that I can more easily sort through the data and choose what I'd like to read. In order to filter data in that way, you'll first need to click on your Data tab in the ribbon and then click on the Filter button. By clicking on the Filter button, you'll see that these arrows appear at the top of each column, allowing you to choose which data you want to filter by. I'm going to click on the drop-down arrow in this genre column so that I can choose what types of information I want the spreadsheet to show me. These are all of the things that are currently visible. Notice they all have check marks in front of them. I'm going to click the box in front of Select All to remove all of those check marks because I don't want to see everything. I just want to see detective and mystery fiction. So I'll click on that box and click OK. Notice that Excel has filtered the data and is only showing me the novels that fall under the detective and mystery fiction category. If I no longer want this information filtered, I simply need to go up to the filter button and click it again, and then all of the rest of the data goes back. So none of the data was deleted. It was just temporarily hidden so that I could better sort through the information to get what I need. Hopefully by watching this video, you have a foundational understanding of the basic data functions available to you in Microsoft Excel. The key to becoming successful with them is to just keep trying. It may be a bit frustrating and cumbersome at first, but all of the time and the effort that you spend on the front end will save you loads of time on the back end. You'll soon be able to write more complicated formulas and then find Excel to be even more useful than it already is. Thanks for watching and have a great day.